Good day. Welcome. Thank you for having me here. The Declaration and Resolves of Continental Congress 2009, which met in November in St. Charles, Illinois. In defense of a free people, the time has come to reassert our God-given natural rights and cast off tyranny. Let the facts reveal the federal government of the United States of America was instituted to secure the individual rights of our citizens and instead now threatens our life, liberty, and property through usurpations of the Constitution. Emboldened by our own lack of responsibility and due diligence in these matters, government has exceeded its mandate and abandoned those founding principles which have made our nation exceptional. Our servant government has undertaken these unconstitutional actions in direct violation of their enumerated duties to the detriment of the people's liberty and the sovereignty of our republic. Over many years and spanning multiple political administrations, the people who have in good conscience attempted to deliberate our grievances and voice our dissent against these offensive actions through both petition and assembly have been maligned and ignored with contempt. The people of the several states of Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming, justly alarmed at these arbitrary and unconstitutional actions, have met as citizen delegates and sat in a General Congress in the city of St. Charles, Illinois. Whereupon we, as these citizen delegates, have gathered in defense of our divine justice, liberty, and the principles of limited government, now stand in clear recognition of the supreme law of the land, the Constitution for the United States of America. Therefore, we demand the government immediately reestablish constitutional rule of law, lest the people be forced to do so themselves. And we hereby serve notice that in the defense of freedom and liberty there shall be no compromise to which we shall ever yield. This document by these citizens took 2 weeks of many hours of research about the violations to our Constitution, and I would like to read to you Article 4, which pertains to the Second Amendment. Militias, firearms in the Second Amendment. Whereas the Second Amendment to the Constitution mandates that in order to provide for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And whereas a multitude of federal statutes constitute de facto infringement now, therefore we, the delegates of Continental Congress 2009, as free people of America, do hereby instruct the Congress of the United States as follows. 1. Repeal all federal statutes regulating the ownership and use and transfer of firearms and ammunition. 2. Repeal any federal statutes which provide for the taxation or registration of firearms and ammunition. 3. Abolish the Department of Homeland Security and thereby return the responsibility for the domestic security to the militias of the several states. The term militia, inherently separate from the State National Guard, means constitutional defense force, comprising all citizenry capable of bearing arms and under proper authority in defense of themselves and each of the several states. 4. Make statutes providing for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia and for governing such part of them as may be called to serve the United States, and reserve to the states all other powers relating to the militia. 5. Encourage and support and cease and desist from infringing upon the duty of the people to revitalize the well-regulated militia of each of the several states. This document has 14 articles that address the many violations over the past century. It has been mandated to the congressional delegates across the country, beginning at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Central Time, and so on, that we will be serving this document to our governor, to the heads of each of the houses, and to our federal delegates today. It was requested from our legislators, from my legislator, to please arrange to come back next Wednesday on the 28th to serve the legislature when they're back here. But I would like to thank you all for the opportunity to bring this document to your attention. It can be viewed at 2 websites, the articlesoffreedom.us as well as thirdcontinentalcongress.net. Thank you very much. God bless America. And my daughter would like to say something, I think. God bless America.
God bless America.
Thank you.